Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Enus Windsor drop in Grand Theft Auto Online. This is the podium vehicle this week at the time of recording this video, but if you're not playing around the time when it's the podium vehicle, this is going to run you $900,000 in order to buy it. And obviously we're going to be customizing it today, and I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on it and whether or not I think it's actually worth picking up. So to start off with the armor, we're going to go all the way up on this. We want this thing to be armored for sure. The brakes, we got to go all the way up on those as well. For the engine, we got to upgrade this all the way up as well. For the lights, we do have the option to go xenon, and of course we're going to do that because obviously we need to. For the plate, we're going to go yellow and black because I think it looks, I think it just looks better, and it's tradition pretty much. For the respray of the car, now this is something that I'm not sure exactly what color I want to go for just yet. I was potentially thinking of going for a bluish silver primary, which we're going to just throw on for right now just to see how it looks. And for the secondary color, I want to go for something a little bit brighter, a little bit more attention catching for sure. And I'm thinking about going for a dark blue of sorts. Well, actually maybe just dark blue, honestly. Galaxy blue looks good too. I think that dark blue just looks a little bit better though, so we're gonna go for dark blue for the secondary. And then of course we have the roof color on this vehicle as well. Now unfortunately the roof is of a convertible, so you can't exactly match it up super well because, well, the roof is obviously made of not metal, it's a mesh sort of, you know, material, because this thing is convertible. So the best thing that we can do is match it as dark blue, and it doesn't look that great if I'm being completely honest, but this car is definitely meant to be driven with the top down, so we're gonna have to look into that. I actually really like how this looks though. I think it actually looks pretty good. The only thing that I'm wondering about is maybe changing the primary color to the dark blue instead, and then changing the secondary color to the silver. So let's just see how this looks, because I'm just curious. You know what, I feel like it almost looks better with the silver as the secondary color on it, if I'm being completely honest. So I think we're actually gonna switch it. I think we're gonna make the roof and the middle part of the body the bluish silver, and then have the main part of the body as the dark blue, because yeah, it just fits a little bit better, I think. Now for the suspension, we are going to lower this thing down all the way because this car, I happen to know, is going to need the suspension lowered. We got to upgrade it to a race transmission as well, and of course we got to add the turbo onto the vehicle as well. Now for the wheels, we got to go for something that looks classy and like good. So we're gonna have to scroll through here and just see what our options are. I'm personally thinking the split 10 look really good on this thing. I think they fit with the aesthetic of the car a lot, so I think the split 10 is a pretty good choice. Let's scroll through the rest and just see. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the split 10 personally. I think they're kind of the best candidate for this car, so we're gonna go for those. For the wheel color though, we can of course change this. We could match it up to the color of the main body on the car. If we have a darker blue, which we don't have the same blue, so that's kind of annoying. I think we'll just leave it as black then. I think it looks best in black, so we'll do that. For the bulletproof tires, we already have those on, that's good. And for the windows, we got to tint these all the way out. You know what, honestly the car is not looking too horrible. I feel like it definitely looks better with the blue as the primary and the bluish silver as the secondary. So that's pretty much it for the customization. Unfortunately, there's not many options for this car, which really sucks. I'd really like to see some interior options or something like that, but you know what, it is what it is. So now it's time to take this thing down to the ground. We're gonna do a sound test and a full review on the car as well. So let's take it down there. All right, so here we are on the ground. It's time to take a listen. So it's, you know, it's not the greatest sounding car ever, but it does sound pretty good, I think. And you know, for what it is, you know, being a giant 4-door Rolls Royce that's, you know, supposed to be super luxurious and everything, I think it makes a pretty good sound. So I'm pretty happy with the engine sound on this car. I definitely am not going to complain about it. Now, of course, the other feature with this car, like I said, is it is a convertible. So we're going to drop the roof on it right now because honestly, it's just going to make the car look so much better. The roof on this thing just doesn't really look super natural in my opinion. So, you know, I think it definitely makes more sense to have the top down. You can see the interior of the car. It's actually a pretty nice interior, I gotta say as well. So with the top down is definitely the way to do this car, I think. The only way that you can probably really make this car look like any sort of like good is if you went for like a all black style vehicle. Like if you just went like black on the roof, black on the main color and the secondary color as well, I think that could be a pretty good looking build for this thing. But if you want to go and split the colors, I don't think the build that I've gone for today is too bad. I think that the blue or silver actually kind of works for the roof and kind of makes the car look a little more natural. But I think really the only way to make it look like it's not a convertible is by going triple black on it, but obviously that's not going to be everybody's style. So you know, you'll have to figure something out that works for you, something that you like, and you know what, it can look good, it really can. So that is good. Now, of course, we got to talk about the performance of this vehicle. The Enus Windsor drop actually has really good acceleration. As far as everything else goes about the car, it's also like good. You know, it's actually not bad. I actually find that this car handles relatively well. At lower speeds, it does tend to drift a lot because it's just got so much weight over the rear wheels that it's kind of like a pendulum. You know, if you swing it around a corner, it's going to keep going for a while. It is actually shockingly controllable though. You can drift this thing like really easily, I find, and you actually get some pretty good control over it, I'd say. But it's just a little too long to be, you know, a great drift car, and you probably shouldn't be drifting an Enus Windsor drop. I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys what to do, but it just kind of is a bit odd. But anyways, it does work as a drift car. But if you don't want it to drift, it's actually pretty easy to just manage it and make sure that it doesn't drift by just letting go of the accelerator in the corners. And even if you don't want to fully let go of the accelerator, you can still make this thing actually handle pretty decently. So, you know, that is a good thing. This car is quite drivable. It's quite nice. Definitely very luxurious. I mean, the top speed is a little bit lackluster, but nobody's going to be using this thing for racing anyways, so like, you know, not that the performance even really matters. But of course, I am reviewing the car, so I do have to mention, you know, how quick it is and everything like that. So, you know, that's why I'm talking about it. Overall, I'd say it's definitely a cool car to have in GTA, and if you can win it on the podium over the next few days that it's still on the podium when you guys are seeing this, I would definitely say that I recommend picking it up for sure. It's a pretty cool car. Obviously, it's a random chance to win the podium vehicle, but you know, if you guys are lucky enough to win it, it's definitely a car that you guys are probably going to want to keep. So, and if you guys are watching this at any other point when this thing isn't the podium car, I would say for the 900 grand, it is a pretty good price to pay for this thing. You're not going to get, you know, 900 grand worth of performance out of it, but I would say that the car is definitely well worth the $900,000. I think that Rockstar probably could have charged 1.2 million for this and people still would have bought it, because it is still just a very luxurious, you know, Enus car in GTA, and I think there is just a market for that. So I think it's a great car, definitely one to pick up at full price. If you see this thing on discount at any point, then it's super worth it to pick up. And of course, while it's the podium vehicle, you should definitely try and win it when you have the opportunity to. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for the Enus Windsor drop customization and review in Grand Theft Auto Online. Definitely pick this thing up if you guys have the opportunity to, but if you don't, then it's not going to be the end of the world. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.